Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Good morning. Please sing with me.
Just you?
Let's all sing together. Better. Especially Pam. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I am the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul. I want to say it again.
Calm down.
All right, I'm down. I'm calm down. We're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. Oh, our souls are welcome here. Oh, our souls are welcome here. We are getting the message loud and clear. Our souls are welcome here. Oh, our souls are welcome here. Oh, our souls are welcome here. We are getting the message loud and clear. Our souls are welcome here. We are getting the message loud and clear. Our souls are welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Our souls are welcome here. Our souls are welcome here.
Good morning, everyone. It is so great to be with you. I am so grateful that you've come and you moved through the race and all the traffic. For those of you who are here in the room, it's just great to be in your presence. And for those of you who are watching from home, just know that we feel you with us. We feel your energy, and we're just grateful that you are connecting with this amazing spiritual community. My name is Juan. I am the senior minister of this great community. I don't know if you've noticed, but today we're doing things a little acoustic, a little MTV unplugged kind of thing. Because that's just how cool we are. That's just how cool we are. Anyways, it's going to be a really wonderful service, and I'm really grateful that you're here to be a part of it. Today we are kicking off celebrating Women's History Month, and yes. Not surprised that was you kicking off the woohoo, Michelle. And I just want you to know that even being a part of Unity on the Bay, to me, is a celebration of Women's Month, right? Because the Unity movement was co-founded by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and it really was the healing journey that Myrtle took that was the impetus for us to hold and practice the spiritual truths that we do. And then Unity on the Bay, close to 100, I don't even know. It's in October, it's gonna be 100 years. So should I still say close to 100 years, or should I just go 100 years ago? 100 years ago, Unity on the Bay was founded by Reverend May Cornell Stoiber, a mother, a woman minister who came and realized that she had a lot to give to the South Florida community, and that there was a space for the kind of community to show up as love, as peace, and as grace. And we are the living expressions of that, right? So a wonderful thing to celebrate Women's Month here at Unity on the Bay. So with that, I want to invite you to just take a moment with me and recite our core values. And I share with you often, these are just words unless we really take on to embody them, live them, and express them. So as you're speaking them, really they're reminders, at least for me, but for you also, on how it is that we want to show up to life, right? So let's say it with gusto. Together, our core values are diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, being spirit-led, and wisdom. And so with that, how about we stand and we greet each other, and especially today, in light of everything going on in the world, let's just say to each other, we are one. So greet each other with, we are one. Ding! I don't want to point fingers, but this side of the room is having way too much fun already and needs to go back to your seats. Not calling anybody out. Maggie and Mariano. Oh, all right, no. We're all having fun. And you know what? Let me tell you, in the midst of everything going on in the world, what a beautiful thing it is that we can that we can find joy, that we can recognize the power of being here, gathered together. And I just want to tell you, it's no small thing that you find yourself in community. It's no small thing that you show up. That is such a huge part of what we're here to do, to simply show up. To show up for God, to show up as Spirit on earth, and to not only receive, but to give that which is within us to give. And so I hope that today during our service, you feel that, and you know that, and you recognize that you are part of that flow, and that you feel the love coming from us as it gets all in with the love that you are sharing, and it just expands and gets wider and more expansive. So with that, how about we go into prayer? There are so many spaces within our own lives and within the life of humanity where the need to go within, to remember that we are one with God, is critical. And so I'm going to invite us to just take a deep breath. Wow. And as we take that sacred breath, as we take that holy pause, we do so to remember that the very presence of God is here, that the presence of God as love is within us, that the presence of God as peace is our divine nature, that the presence of God as grace is active within our life and truly active within the life of all humanity. For in this moment, in this breath, and in this sacred opportunity, we hold the vision of God extending love to all places of the world. Right here, right now, we know ourselves to be God's light and God's love in the world, and we honor it by just allowing ourselves to express it and to share it. And I especially am mindful as things are taking place in the Middle East, as there is conflict around the world, that we shower those spaces with our love. And so take a deep breath. know that you are God's love in expression, and share it to all those spaces around the world, to all the hearts around the world. Extend it to your family, your friends, and now bring it back and extend it to yourself. For here and now, we remember the truth of our being. The here and now, we remember that we are never alone. Here and now, we remember that God's strength is our power. We remember that it is our faith that continues to guide us, to lead us, to inspire us into great ways of being. And it is the very essence of God that we celebrate this morning together in community, the blessings and the miracles that we have experienced, the blessings and the miracles we hold within our hearts, the blessings and the miracles that we know are at hand, the blessings and the miracles that we know are alive through us. And so as we consecrate this morning, as we remember this truth, we allow peace to be within our hearts. We allow love to be our presence, and we allow faith to be what brings us forward. And so we give thanks for this awareness. We give thanks for this community. We give thanks for these principles, and we give thanks that we are open and receptive to being the living expressions of the divine, and through that we know joy. Thank you, God, for this moment. Thank you, God, for this time. Thank you, God, for this consciousness. Thank you, God, for the gift of gratitude. And let the people say this morning, with grace, with love, with peace, and with joy, Amen. And so Unity on the Bay, with that, let us welcome Sam to come up here. Sam's going to share a little bit about what's going on at Unity on the Bay. And I know you're not going to be surprised when I say there's a lot going on at Unity on the Bay.
There's always a lot going on.
So thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Reverend Juan, very much. What a blessing and a miracle that we are all here together today. And with that, is there anyone here in the room, and I actually know there is, for the first or second time here with us or joining us online? If that is you, please raise your hand and let's all welcome everybody who is here for the first or second time. We are so very grateful that you have chosen to be here with us today, and we are all blessing one another in this room in communion. And with that, if it is your first or second time, please make sure to fill out one of our connection cards and drop it off at the table on your way out. If you are online, please make sure to follow the prompts in the chat, because we may have a little gift for you. Hey. All right, and there is some very exciting news that we have coming up that was shared on our virtual town hall just a few days ago. If you were on that, you know what's coming, and if you weren't, get excited, because it is really great news. There it is. Carmen knows. Join us, please. Oh, yeah, we did this earlier. We don't have our drum routine. Universe provides. Join us on Saturday, March 14th at 11 a.m. for our groundbreaking ceremony at our new property. We are so excited because as construction begins, this is our opportunity to celebrate our new home. And it gets better still. Guess who's going to be there with us? Reverend Chris Jackson, our past senior minister. Oh, yeah, I definitely round of applause for that. Our past senior minister from our community is going to come down to be part of the groundbreaking ceremony. And if you happen to have one of those little vials of dirt from our previous property, this is the opportunity where you can bring that to the groundbreaking, and we are going to plant it in our new home, which is really lovely, bringing our spirit to our new home. And this ceremony will be followed by fellowship and food. So make sure that on Saturday, March 14th at 11 a.m., you are there with us at our new property for the groundbreaking. All of the information is also on our website and our app. And everything that I mentioned is on our website and on our Unity app. Additionally, our first of 3 Lent meditations is coming up this coming Saturday. It's going to be at Rolling Oaks Park in Miami Gardens. This meditation theme is release. There is something powerful about meditating out in nature. And let's be honest, right now the weather is perfect for it, so let's take advantage of that. So break old habits and do something different this Saturday and join us. March 7th from 10 to 11 a.m. This one's going to be in person only so that we can all be there in Mother Nature's beauty. And enrollment for that one is required. And that is it for me for today. And let's hear some beautiful, wonderful music.
Thank you, Sam. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. I am very happy to bring to the stage an amazing vocalist, an amazing human being, Wendy Pederson.
Good morning. You guys welcome to celebrate. Celebrate March, celebrate spring, life, releasing things that we don't need anymore so we have more room for celebrating joy. That's what I want. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our heart. Oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We all are part of one family, yeah. So connected, our hearts and spirit. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. Hey, hey, hey. And now is the time to come together to count our blessings. We are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus. My brother, my sister, let's celebrate. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Talk about joy. Give a little bit of hope. Celebrate peace.
Let's celebrate peace.
Let's celebrate love. Let's celebrate light.
Let's celebrate
that shines, shine, shine, shine. Let's celebrate faith.
Let's celebrate faith.
Let's celebrate hope. Let's celebrate joy, joy in our hearts. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. Oh, peace for all joy, 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 joy. Celebrate, 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 joy, joy, sing joy, joy in our celebrate joy in our heart. Celebrate joy.
Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Everybody looks so pretty from up here. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Michelle Cuartas, and it is my honor to serve as Unity's Chief Operating Officer. Those of you who know me well, thank you. For those of you that know me well, know there is nothing I hold closer to my heart than the relationships I share with the women in my life. The matriarchs who shaped me, to the mentors who guide me, to the friends who support me and make life richer every day. I realized something beautiful. So many of those incredible women came into my life right here at Unity on the Bay. This is a community where women don't just show up, they lead, they build, they organize, they serve, and they uplift everyone around them. I did a little bit of research, just because that's who I am. And out of our 20 active groups and teams, 12 of those teams are led by women. Yeah, we're a big deal. 3 of our 4 board officers, vice president, treasurer, and secretary are women. Kevin Moran, blessed are you among women. Our staff reflects that same leadership, from Mari Perez, who supports youth and family ministry. Yes, Mari, love you. Yours truly in the executive team, and of course, our revered and always loved Reverend Dr. Noel Nielsen as our associate minister. Women are shaping this community in powerful ways every single day. We're kind of a big deal around here, and we deserve to celebrate that. So we're inviting all those who identify as women to join us next Sunday, March 8th at 1 p.m. right here at Temple Israel for a special women's brunch. It will be a time of connection, laughter, appreciation, and building new friendships. We kindly ask for a $20 donation if possible, but more than anything, we want you there. I hope you can join us next week. We're a fun bunch. And thank you, Juan, for always creating the space to let yourself be guided by all these women. Anyways, back to business. Today's daily word is illumination. Speak with me the affirmation. I walk with faith along the path of light. When someone gets a flash of insight or makes a sudden realization, it is often said that a light bulb has gone off. It is no surprise that growing in understanding is likened to light, which brings brightness and clarity to what was once obscure in darkness. I am grateful for the illumination I have received as I have traveled the divine path. My spiritual growth may not always be easy, and I will never stop learning and discovering. But there's such value in the journey itself. Those moments I feel newly close to God, those times with the divine within me helps me make a better choice, and those precious flashes of pure love and light. I love that. I welcome my ongoing illumination, knowing the light I seek is already within me. Today's daily word is inspired by Psalm chapter 18, verse 28. It is you who lights my lamp. The Lord, my God, lights up my darkness. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for holding us in the right path always and keeping Reverend Juan in check. So if you haven't silenced your phones, please take a moment to make sure that that has happened. And then join us in singing the songs we prepare for a time of meditation, which will be led by Carmen Navedo.
And I invite you to breathe out, to release, to let go. Eric Butterworth reminded us that God is a sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. So let's, our logical minds, play with this bone as we remember that each one of us is the center of God. And as we breathe gently from our toes all the way to the crown of our heads, let's remind each one of ourselves that they too are the center of God. And as you do, would you give permission to your imagination to see each one of yourselves lighting up from the tip of your toes to your ankles, your legs, as you breathe deeper and deeper with ease, as you see your physical body, emotional body lighting up, your knees, your hips, your mental body, your lower back, middle back, upper back, lighting up as your consciousness, as the oxygen touches each cell, your belly, your solar plexus, your lungs, your heart, your chest, your arms lighting up all the way to the tip of your fingers, relaxing in the awareness of the truth of your being, your shoulders, your neck, your face, your head, your crown, as we remember we are kings and queens, children of the divine, co-creators with the universe. And would you allow your physical and magnetic signature of light to expand 10 feet in every direction, 100 miles in every direction, and all around planet Earth, extending this awareness of oneness, of joy and peace in our hearts to everyone and anyone who is open to receive it. We give ourselves permission to go beyond time and space. We tap into our wisdom beyond understanding, love beyond understanding, divine clarity to know what is ours to know, and the awareness in the power of our community, of our single focus to co-create a better world. Let's take a moment in the silence, shall we? As we ask ourselves, what are we birthing that we can now acknowledge? What are we ready to release? What are we birthing that we can now acknowledge? Acknowledge, share this awareness with the world. Would you? One breath at a time. Together in your divine power. Allowing the divine grace to flow through you and as you.
That's where grace comes in, one breath at a time.
We acknowledge our oneness.
That's where grace comes in.
Grateful for the divine grace, the divine peace, and the divine joy.
when it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, but darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the skies have finally opened, the rain and wind stop blowing. You're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, but darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Oh. Tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything is all right now, 'cause the skies are finally opened, the rain and wind stop blowing. You're stuck out in the same old storm again. But let go of your umbrella, 'cause baby, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yes, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Oh, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Everything is all right.
Thank you, Wendy. That felt like a rainbow, right? And I didn't even notice, I didn't even realize just how connected to what I want to share with you that was. Probably because I'm tired. And I've been a little under the weather this weekend, and I've been feeling a little bit of the heaviness of just things that are going on in the world and in my life. And so I wasn't fully conscientious of everything happening in the first service. I was really focused on what was it for me to do? How do I need to show up? And so I love that I am reminded by this community, by what we do on Sundays, to just take a breath. So everybody just take a breath with me. Even more special when we can look into the eyes of people that we love and that we are connected with when we take that breath. And so it's just so interesting to me how things all sort of worked itself out, because I wanted to talk to you about the heaviness of things and how we are in a time that really invites us to release that heaviness, to release that burden, and to just be in that energy of just letting go, right? Letting go. And of course, then, I felt sick because there were things for me to let go of. And the moment that I believe that the moment that we say, we want to show up fully, all the things that are within us that are trying to keep us from fully showing up come up for healing. And so I've been in this process of healing, and I've been in the tiredness of that process. And I'm also here being reminded that in all of that process, in all of the ways in which I am moving through this time, there is something great within me that I can lean on. There is something great within us that we can lean on. That, yes, I'm not going to tell you things aren't heavy, right? I'm not going to tell you that when I look at the news and I saw everything that was going on this weekend and what's going on in the Middle East, that I didn't feel the heaviness of it. And I'm not here to tell you that we should just be light about it, right? It's a heavy thing that we are moving through, at least in my way of seeing things. They're heavy. And the fact that they're heavy and not taking away from the fact that they're heavy doesn't necessarily mean that we can't move through it with a sense of grace, with a sense of the fact that, yes, it feels heavy on me, and there's something that is holding me up. And what that is the very essence and the power and the grace of God, and that grace of God has already expressed itself in me, in even the opportunity to be able to release some of that heaviness, to release some of the ways in which I'm taking on those burdens. Yes, things are challenging. Yes, things are going on in my own personal life, in the life of humanity, and there is a sense that I can move through it with some level of grace, level of comfort, and with some level of peace. And I know it sometimes sounds ridiculous to see it or to feel it in that way. And have we not all, I believe all, experienced some level of that? How many of you have felt heavy and burdened in the world? And how many of you have at times been able to just breathe through it? And how many of us have grown stronger in our faith as a result of it? And so what is it in this time? We are in the midst of Lent. And Lent is a time of preparation for what is to come, and what is to come is, first of all, it's always coming. It's always preparation, right? It's a moment by moment thing. And in the grand scheme of the calendar, it's a preparation towards Easter, a preparation towards our own resurrection, resurrecting into an awareness of oneness, resurrecting into the awareness of our own innate power, resurrecting into the awareness that we are all one, and that there is nothing that truly separates us, right? And so we are resurrecting into that, and it takes some preparation. It takes some work to be able to be open to that. Because so many times for me, when I feel the heaviness and the burden of the things that are going on in my life and the things that I'm not able to fully open to that which is rising up. And that is the opportunity before us, to be able to look at our own lives and say, what is that I can release in this moment so that something can be no. See, I catch myself up here, right? You know this. It's not that it's not emerging, it's so that I can be aware of that which is emerging. And so how can I, stop carrying the old stories? How can I stop carrying the old expectations? How can I stop carrying the guilt, the fear, the resentment, the pressures? Anybody hear yourself when I speak these things, right? The old roles of how we have sort of carried ourselves in the world and think we still have to carry ourselves in the world. I think this is the exact time from the first service where my mouth just went completely dry as I was sharing, because I am under the weather and my mouth was going completely dry, see, even now. And I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And then Sam was like, brings me water. And it was a reminder of even that which I was sharing, right? Which is that I knew that I needed that support. I knew that I needed something because the way that I was showing up, and it was my idea, my false idea that I had to show up fully, and not show that I was feeling a little sick and not show that my mouth was dry and keep going just for the sake of going so that I can show that I don't need anything. And then Sam offered me a drink, and I took a little sip. And my mouth had never felt so moist. And I was able to take a breath. I mean, even the way that I speak and the way that I'm feeling myself speak just feels different. But I had to release that idea that I had to carry it all and that I could just allow Sam, the universe, spirit, to provide exactly what I needed in that moment to carry forth. In the same way, at the first service, Raul from our youth and family ministry and also the prayer chaplain coordinator, he came up to me. He's like, you can tell you feel sick, and I was supposed to do the meditation. He's like, I've got a meditation, let me do it. And I was like, nope, I got to do it. And then he did the meditation, and then like halfway through the service, I was like, no, please do it, right? And he did it, and it was just wonderful. And again, that reminder that we sometimes think we have to carry it all, and there is something that is carrying us. And the power that we have within us to be aware of that and to lean on that in greater ways so that we don't feel exhausted. How many of you sometimes go through a situation in your life or just look at the news and you're just exhausted? Exhausted, right? Again, I'm not going to take away from those experiences. What I'm going to say is that especially in those moments of exhaustion, especially in those moments of being tired, especially in those moments where we may not fully understand the power that is within us, there is something in us that we can lean on, that knows that we need that something, that is fully aware of that which we are resourced by and that we can be supported from. And so Lent is an opportunity for us to look at the things that are burdening us, look at the things that feel heavy and begin to release them, to let them go so that we can experience that which is rising up and that is being resurrected moment by moment when we say yes to faith, yes to love, yes to peace, and yes to joy. In the midst of it all, yes to joy. And so Lent is an opportunity to, I was thinking, it's that opportunity to exhale so that we can breathe life once again. Just do that with me. Like, let's breathe in. Can't hold it forever, right? Gotta let go. But look at the space that it creates. Look at the energy that it then allows into our bodies. And look at the things that it allows within us so that we do have the energy and we do have the strength and we do have the wisdom to do what is ours to do. And so this idea of Lent, and I grew up Catholic, and in my Catholicism, I was a really good Catholic. So I was like, Lent, yes, I'm giving up chocolate, which lasted about a week. Right? But so some people, do that for Lent. They sacrifice chocolate or they sacrifice saying bad words, right? And that's wonderful because it actually can show us that we can have the discipline to do the things that we want to do, to have the discipline to be about the things that we want to be about. And it goes deeper than that. Because for me, it's really about liberation. Right? Like the liberation that takes place, the freedom that we feel when we no longer make ourselves feel tied to the old ways of being, to the old ideas that we've had about ourselves, to the old limitations, to the old experiences that we keep clinging onto when in life, we really, in order for us to rise up, we have to let go of the things that are meant to fall down. For us to be able to feel that presence and that essence of spirit, which is light, we have to let go of the things that make us feel so heavy. And so Lent is not necessarily about punishment or sacrifice. It is a reminder that we always have the potential and the possibility of release. And so say this with me, because this release is to really set us up for our highest good. And so speak this affirmation with me. I release what no longer serves my highest good. Together. I release what no longer serves my highest good. Say it again. I release what no longer serves my highest good. And just for those thoughts all the way in the back one more time, I release what no longer serves my highest good. See, Lent asks us a really deep question. What are we willing to lay down? Take a moment. What are you willing to lay down? Catherine Doherty once wrote, Lent is a time of going very deeply into ourselves. What is it that stands between us and God, between us and our brothers and sisters, between us and life and the life of spirit? Whatever it is, let us relentlessly tear it out. That is some strong language. That is not about giving up sugar, right? That is some deep stuff that really invites us into transformation. It really invites us into a cosmic shift within our own lives. She's really talking about looking at the things very honestly, about what are the things that feel heavy that are keeping me from fully experiencing my oneness with love? What are the things that are keeping me from fully being aware of the Christ essence that I am? What is blocking me from seeing harmony and from seeing connection and unity in a world that wants us to believe that we are separate and divided? To be able to breathe into that and to be able to give life to that which is for us to give. And so Lent is really about a courageous dive, a deep dive into who we have been and what no longer serves us, into what are we becoming and what are we allowing to emerge through us and as us. And again, the more that I'm with it, and you know, I like the study of it. I like the I almost said reading. I don't like reading, but I like I like to be in the midst of all those things. And at the same time, I realize that satisfies a certain part of me. And at the end of the day, it's really about allowing something to emerge that is naturally emerging within myself and within these situations. In the midst of seeing the chaos, if we are mindful enough, if we are seeing through the eyes of spirit, we will see that there is a divine order that is rising up, that everything that happens that feels heavy and burdensome and challenging is a rising up so that things can be healed, so that we can remember our oneness and we can remember our power. We have to lay things down in order to live it up. We have to be able to let go of the things that no longer serve us, to be able to step into the things that not only serve us, but that will serve humanity through us. So many times we want resurrection. So many times we want renewal. We want new life, but we don't want to surrender. So what is it that we are here to surrender in this moment? And to be able to take this time where you can focus that energy and focus that power to looking at what is emerging and the preparation to really create the space so that what emerges is what sticks, right? Like, it's not just a little like, oh, I got a glimpse of my good. Oh, I got a little glimpse of my power. I got a little glimpse of what I can do in the world. No, that it sticks to me. That it becomes a part of what I fully embody and what I'm truly about. And you know, to me, this is all about what are we willing to move through to get to the other side, to remember that there is a rainbow that's always been above us, as the song said. And, you know, Jesus, our master teacher, and his life and his experiences are truly a wonderful metaphor for the things that we also are able to go through. And so Jesus has this great awakening when he is baptized, and the skies part, and the dove comes down, and he hears this big old voice saying, "You are my beloved." How many of you long to feel and to see and experience, "You are my beloved," moment by moment? And it was powerful, and it was inviting, and it was a new way of being that was showing up for Jesus. It was a vision, right, of how he could be in the world. And you think, oh, well, then he's got it. Let me go out and do my ministry. And no, he didn't. He realized that there needed to be a little bit of more preparation in order for him to live into that truth. And so he went into the deserts for 40 days and 40 nights, which is how we get the time of Lent. And in that desert time, he is facing his own ego. He is tempted a couple of times, and he is also recognizing the need to go into the silence. Just breathe. That the things that were before him, the things that he was being tempted with, didn't necessarily have to get the best of him, that he could get the best of them. And so in those moments, he was able to recognize that, yeah, awakening is always happening, and also happening is our opportunity to release and let go of the things that won't allow us to fully awaken to the potential that it is at hand. I love this saying this quote from Father Richard Rohr. He's one of my favorite Catholic mystics. And he says, "Before the truth sets you free, it tends to make you miserable." Before it sets you free, it tends to make you miserable. But isn't that honest? Isn't that so honest? That before you recognize that you are God's love and expression, man, you're going to see the ways in which you're not showing up in that way. Before you recognize that the very power of God is within you, there has to be a rising up of the things that have kept you from knowing that truth and from living that truth in the past. And we will be having to face all those old ways of being, all those old patterns, all those old stories that we told ourselves, and that will feel uncomfortable, and that will feel heavy sometimes, and that will feel challenging. And on the other side of that is the embodiment of that great awakening. Now, it feels destabilizing, and quite honestly, it sometimes feels unfair. Unfair that I have to go through that preparation. And yesterday, not only was I feeling sick, but with everything going on in the Middle East, and I was getting messages and everything, and just trying to not look at the news, but looking at the news and all of that. And I just at one moment just said, it is so unfair. It is so unfair. Here I am trying to lead my own life, do my own stuff. I was driving around Plantation looking for a new home. I'm worrying about my own stuff. And here is this person going to war in the Middle East. And here are these individuals in Florida who are trying to pass a new law to abolish even more DEI work and the way that the cities and the counties can do the work of supporting all of the community. And I'm like, how unfair that I have to deal with my own stuff, and now I got to deal with the world stuff. Have you been there before? Because it was just this one clear idea for me, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, is this what I'm going to share tomorrow on Sunday? That life is unfair? That what we're living through is unfair? I don't know. What I do know is that when I really took a breath and I asked myself why I felt that way, it all had to do with things outside of me. And the moment that I turned within, and the moment that I breathed, and the moment that I said, I think there's a different way of seeing this, I don't know what it is, all of a sudden I was able to recognize, oh, wait, however I may feel about what's going on in my life and in the life of humanity, I have been resourced. The Christ essence is within me. There is nothing that I cannot accomplish with faith, with trust, with community. I am not empty. I am not alone. I'm not fragile. I am strong. God's strength is alive in me. God's love is loving me. It's almost like, like sometimes you think, oh, that person is too hard to love, right? Right? That person is too hard to love. Well, you don't have to love them. You simply have to allow God's love to be expressed through you. We just have to get out of the way. We don't have to show up in a situation and be like, I need to bring about peace. No, I am here to release the things that have blocked me from being God's peace in those situations, and then just show up. And so what a beautiful thing it is that then we can recognize that we don't have to hold the heaviness of it all, because the moment that we breathe in, the moment that we look within, the moment that we recognize our oneness, and the moment that we say yes to being willing to live that oneness, all of a sudden there is grace that guides us and moves us. And so maybe it's unfair, maybe it's hard, maybe it stretches us, and yet we can do great things through the power of God within us. In the face of temptation, just like Jesus, we can be reminded that the same Spirit that was in Jesus is the Spirit that is in us. And through that, we can transform not only ourselves, we can transform our experiences, and I do believe we transform the world. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Why? How? By bringing your mind to God. By bringing your attention to the divinity that is within you. By bringing your whole self to be able to release what has blocked you from fully knowing your truth and allow that truth to rise up within you. The old ways of I'm not enough are done. The old ways of I have to control everything are done. The old ways of they shouldn't do that, I shouldn't have done that, they're done. What we are here about is to live into our truth and be that truth in expression, to carry a different narrative about what life is supposed to be and who we are in relationship to that life. And so this is a time where I'm really inviting you to be conscious. What are the things what are the stories? What are the stories about yourself and about others and about God that are meant to be laid down and gotten rid of? To just let them go. And so this is an opportunity for us to do that. And so, you ready? Are you ready for it? Because, spirituality is not just the books. Spirituality is not just the Sunday service. Spirituality is not just the meditation or the prayer. It is the practice of life, right? And so I'm going to invite you into practice during this time. This week, I just want you to choose one thing and journal. This is your journal prompt for the week. What is the one thing that I am ready to lay down, and what will I make room for in my life through that? So what is it that I'm able to lay down, and what is it that can rise up through that? One pattern, one belief, one resentment, one fear. Just write it down, to name it clearly, pray over it, and consciously release it. You might say, I lay down the need to be in control. I lay down the belief that I'm not enough. I lay down the fear that I have about A, B, or C, and then you replace it. Got it? Got it? Got it? Well, we're going to practice. All right, so to make sure that you got it, we're going to practice here. When I say something that is meant to be laid down and released, you're going to say, lay it down. And when I say what replaces it, you're going to say, live it up. Got it? Because for us to be able to live it up, we got to lay it down together. So control, lay it down. Faith, live it up. Fear, lay it down. Trust, live it up. Scarcity, lay it down. Abundance, live it up. Resentment, lay it down. Love, live it up. Shame, lay it down. Freedom, live it up. Ego, lay it down. The Christ within, live it up. It is in this moment that we recognize the power that is within, and it is in this moment that we take the most out of this precious time called Lent, to be able to release, to be able to let go, and to be able to let God be God in us. Namaste.
He's for all seasons, and every moment light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy in our hearts. He's for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy in our hearts.
Feel that joy, feel that love. And before I share about the service, Reverend Juan is not feeling well today. And look at how amazing he is to show up. You laid down not feeling good and let God shine through you. So thank you so much for that. And doesn't that service just, I'll tell you what it makes me feel. I hope some of you at least feel the same way. Feel comfortable in knowing that we're not going to ignore all of the big stuff, because the big stuff happens. But we're able to look within and know that the God within us, the Christ presence within us, will get us through that and to the next step and to the next place. And we all have that ability. It's in us already. And coming here every Sunday reminds us of that. So thank you so much for that, Reverend Juan. And now it's time to put the law of circulation into action. When you give, you keep the energy moving for yourself and for our spiritual community. Your support is not about money. It's about showing up, about staying connected, and about helping the place that feeds your spirit to continue to thrive. Our text giving information is on the screen right now. You can give via text or via our Unity app, or if you are in the room with us and need an envelope, please go ahead and raise your hand, and one will be provided to you. I'll give you a few moments in sacred silence to give in gratitude this morning. Let's bless these gifts together as we all say, divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. And let's keep those blessings going to our children in the Kid Zone, children at home, children here in the room, the inner child within yourself. Let's rub our hands together, get that energy going, and together we all say, children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. Prayer chaplains, come on down, come on up, come on. After we conclude today, find a prayer chaplain up here in the front that you can pray with. They are wearing purple name tags so that you can identify them. You're also invited to leave a prayer intention at the prayer table on your way out. And if you're watching online, you can pray with a prayer chaplain via Zoom. So look for that QR code on the screen or the link in the chat in the comments section below. And now, Reverend Juan, come on up and tell us about next week, because there's more exciting things next week.
There is. So first of all, just thank you again for being with us today and for being part of the energy that I'm feeling and seeing. Although at home, I'm going to go straight to bed and don't bother me. Okay.
You will lay.
I will lay down.
You will lay yourself
I will lay down. Yeah, I'm going to lay myself down. Please join us next Sunday. It's going to be a really wonderful celebration of Women's History Month. Not only do we have, after this service, the Women's Brunch. So again, if you haven't registered for it and you identify as a woman, we'd love to celebrate you and have you be a part of that. We also will have a guest speaker, our past associate minister, Reverend Elizabeth Longo, is going to be here. So make sure that you check that out. You can also go to the app to find that journal prompt so that you can have it and use it during the week. And with that, I'm going to invite you to stand so that we can speak our prayer for protection, follow that with our peace song. And as we say the prayer for protection today, I just invite us to hold the people of the Middle East, the people that are in conflict, the people that are in this very moment just seeking to experience God's grace, love, and peace, to hold them in your heart. Because as we speak those prayer for protections, we're speaking it for all of humanity. And as we are aware of who we are in relationship to it, we embody it, we express it more fully. And so, take a breath with me and let us affirm. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are divine.
It's just